بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum, my dear secondary students, for a new lesson for your book, The Traveler 3. As you can see, we have vocabulary, grammar, listening, and speaking. So we almost have all the skills for your lesson today. So let's get started. And as usual, we learned today, we have five objectives for today. One, we're going to practice word building in a meaningful context. Two, use modal verbs expressing possibility, may, might, or could. And for three, use modal verbs making deductions, must or can't. And four, practice listening for specific information and answering multiple choice questions. And for five, we're going to practice speculating and making a decision using prompts. For number one, we're going to have some vocabulary, some new words. Two, we're going to use the modal verbs, which are may, might, could, and must, and can't. That's for two and three. And for number four, we'll have some listening, and I hope you prepare your headphones. So we'll listen to the whole conversation, then we will answer some multiple choice question about the listening. And finally, we're going to have some speaking. So how we going to try to reach out and make a decision using prompts. If you take a look at this train, there is here a suffix and a prefix. This is the prefix and this is the suffix, and in the middle there is the root word. So what does the word suffix mean? As you can see it here, it is one letter or group of letters. We add them at the end of the word and it changes its grammar function. So it could go from a verb into a noun, or from a verb to an adjective. Here is some example. A lot of nouns are formed by adding a suffix. So you have a verb, you change it into a noun. How? By adding a suffix, like ion, you add it at the end of the word, ation, and ment to a verb. So you add these words or group of letters at the end of a word and it becomes a noun. So a suffix is a letter or group of letters added at the end of the word, okay, which makes a new word. Here are some examples. You have a verb here, you have a suffix, and you have a noun. So we'll change the verbs here from the left by adding a suffix at the end and make it a noun. Oh, again, we have verbs like amaze, disappoint, parley, improve, express, populate, complex, and prepare. Okay, so we add ment to this group of verbs at the end. We call them a suffix, and it becomes like this. And it doesn't become a verb after we add this. It becomes, yes, a noun. So for example, amaze with ment at the end, it becomes amazement. Disappoint is a verb. We add ment at the end as a suffix and it becomes disappointment, is a noun. Parley, we add ment, it becomes parliament. Okay, here it's a verb and here it's a noun, parliament. Improve, we add ment and it becomes improvement. Also, we add sion, tion, which is pronounced as shin, and zion at the end of some other verbs to change them into nouns. How? The verb express, we add sion, okay, and it becomes expression. Express, verb, expression, noun. Populate, we add tion and it becomes population. Now it becomes populate, it is a verb, and with the suffix tion at the end, it becomes population, a noun. Complex, okay, with the zion at the end as a suffix, complexion. So here it's a verb, but here it's a noun. And prepare, we add tion at the end and it becomes preparation. Now let's try to put these verbs here These are verbs, okay, here in the box. Educate, develop, advertise, organize, and discuss. Now, these are verbs. We're going to put them here in the spaces from 1 to 5 and change them from verbs into nouns. How? By adding a suffix at the end of the verb. So the suffix will change the verb into a noun. For example, number 1, Ben put an. Of course, if you have an, it means it should start with a vowel. It could be E, O, or A. So Ben put an in the local paper to sell his house. So what did he put in the local paper? Educate, develop, advertise. These are verbs. But the best one is advertise. So we take it here as a verb and we add meant at the end. So it becomes a noun, advertisement. Okay? So Ben put an advertisement in the local paper to sell his house. 2, the recent in medical research have given many people a lot of hope. So what? The recent what? Develop, discuss. It could be the recent development in medical research have put many people, or have given many people a lot of hope. Okay. 3, the manager and his assistant had about the project. Had what? A discussion. Discuss with the shin as a suffix at the end changes the verb discuss into discussion, so it becomes a noun. So then the manager and his assistant had a discussion about the project. 4, I'm taking art classes at my local adult education center. Education center. So we change the verb educate into a noun by adding a suffix tin, which is shin. Education center. And of course, number 5, various environmental organizations are working together to solve the problem. So here are the answers. The verb advertise, we added meant, so it becomes a noun. The verb develop, we added ment at the end as a suffix, so the verb develop has become development, which is a noun. And the verb discuss, we added a suffix at the end, so it becomes a noun, discussion, and educate, education, and organize, organization. Now let's talk about may, might, and could, and we call these are verbs or modal of possibility. These are modal verbs, and these verbs actually talk about possibility. Is this possible or not? When you are not sure of something, you say may, might, or could. For example, it may rain tomorrow. I don't know. It might rain tomorrow. It could rain tomorrow. I don't know. We use this model of possibility when you are not sure about something that is going to happen. You don't know. It may rain. It might rain. It could rain. Nobody knows. More also, we use can't or must. Also, there are modal verbs of possibility, but we use them when you are almost 99% sure about something. You must take the medicine. There's no question about it. If you don't take the medicine, you die, or you get a lot of problems. You must take the medicine. For another example, you can't pass the traffic light when it's red. You can't. It's a law. So we use these modal verbs of possibility when you are so positive about a fact, or 99% of something that is unquestionable. So here is a box to tell you about. We use may, might, could, and the present, or the base form of the verb, the present. So we can say something will possibly happen. We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So it may, I may come tomorrow. I might come tomorrow. I could come tomorrow. I'm not sure. This is what I say. So you can say, I may go, I may eat, I might sleep, she could come. Whatever you use with the base form, which is the present could go, could play, could drink, and so on. Number two, we use must and the present or the base form when you are almost sure that is something is true or is a fact or law or something unquestionable. For example, you must pay the bills. Okay? You must pay the bills. You must obey your parents. You must pray. These things are unquestionable and they are facts. They are true. So we can say must, base form of the verb, must play, must drink, must watch, must eat, must sleep. And for can't, we use it also with the present. So when we believe that is something impossible. Impossible. Okay? You can't disobey your parent. You can't disobey your parent. This is something almost impossible. You can't swim, you can't watch, you can't read, you can't shoot. All of this when you are a little bit, or you believe in something that is impossible. Now let's read the text below. We have from 1 to 4 and circle. So we have to choose two answers, okay, the correct words. We either choose can be or must be, maybe or can be, must help, might help, could do, and must not do. How can we decide on which one is correct? We should follow the meaning. We should really imagine them that we are in their shoes and we are trying to feel their situation. Is it possible? Is it 100% sure about something, or is something not very important, may or might happen? The meaning will help you. So let's read. Choosing the right career cannot be or must be. So when you choose your life career, there's something very important. So choosing the right career can't be or must be the biggest problem I have on my mind these days. In fact, it is, or it just may be, or it just can be the most important decision I will ever make. Think about the decision, very important. A few days ago, I went to see a careers counselor because I thought it must help, or I thought it might help me get a better idea about what kind of job suits me. In addition to the information the counselor gave me, he advised me that another thing I could do or I must not do is to talk to people who do jobs I'm interested in. Okay, so choosing the right career can't be, must be. It's very important. Must be the biggest problem I have on my mind these days. In fact, it is maybe the most, important decision I'll ever make. A few days ago, I went to see a careers counselor because I thought it might help, me get a better, he might help you, he might not, idea about what kind of job suits me. In addition to the information the counselor gave me, he advised me that another thing I can do or I could do is to talk to people who do jobs I'm interested in. So let's see the answers. That's right. So for the first one, to choose your career, your life's career, must be the biggest problem. And it's just maybe the most important decision. Okay? And when you went there, I thought it might help to see a counselor who, works with the same career that you want to do. And it might help me get a better idea. And finally, another thing I could do, you can't say I must not do, I could do, what to do is to talk to people of the same, who have the same interest as my job. Now, imagine yourself in a, job interview, okay? Let's imagine what kind of questions they might ask you. So what kind of questions do you think a person is asked at a job interview? Let's think about it. This is an example here. What did you leave, or why did you leave your last job? Why? And the guy said, the company relocated me, or relocated, and didn't tell me where. It's just a little bit funny here. So, what kind of questions do you expect when you go to a job interview? There are always some common, famous job interview questions such as, uh, tell us about yourself, your name, your family. Tell us about your hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time? Tell us about your city. How do you live? What do you do on weekends? So first they try to ask you some warm up questions. Then they ask you why you are interested in our company. Why you're interested to work for us, or why did you leave your previous job? Such questions will be asked maybe in every job interview. Now, predicting them and preparing yourself for these questions will help you a lot feel relaxed and answer them in a very confident way. Now, as you can see, you can get your headphones ready. We're going to listen to a conversation. So it's a job interview, as you can see here, and listen to a job interview and compare the questions. The interviewer asked with your ideas and choose the correct answer A, B, or C. So you will listen to the whole conversation and you will have maybe 5 questions. Each question has multiple choice of 3 possible answers. It could be A, B, or C. One is correct. So I hope you have prepared your headphones. Okay? Listen. And before I play to you, try to read very quickly the question and the answer and try to guess one correct answer out of A, B, or C. Here I go.
3B. Listening and speaking. Listening.
Good morning. Please have a seat. Thank you. Would you like a glass of water before we begin?
No, thank you.
Okay. I'll start by telling you a bit about the company. We are a large organisation with offices in Paris, New York and Los Angeles. Our main office is in London, which is where the position of marketing assistant is based. Now, I would like to move on and ask you a few questions. Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, of course. I've recently got my degree in marketing. I've been working part-time as a marketing assistant for a marketing and promotions company for the past 2 years. Now that I've finished my degree, I want to move on to a full-time job with training opportunities.
So you were working as a marketing assistant while you were at university? Must have been difficult to work and study at the same time. Tell me, how did you manage your time?
Well, I'm a very organised person. I wrote down all the tasks I needed to do each week. As I completed them, I would tick them off. I also divided my study and work so that I would always have enough time to do my coursework or study for exams.
Very good. Can you tell me what your strengths are?
Well, I have experience, which is useful for this position. I have excellent computer skills, I'm organised, and I work well in a team. Although I can be left alone to get on with my work as well.
Good. And a weakness?
Well, I would say I am very ambitious.
You've mentioned teamwork skills. Can you give me an example of when you worked in a team?
Of course. In my job as a marketing assistant, I worked in a team of 4 on various projects. My role in the team was to do research and write up reports. We each gave ideas and made suggestions to help the team and to make sure that we completed our projects on time. Working in a team also gave me the opportunity to learn from other people.
In this company, we often have to work hard to finish jobs quickly. How reliable are you?
I'm very reliable. I'm used to working hard to finish things. I do this by being organised and prioritising my tasks.
Okay, well that's all I want to ask for now. Do you have any questions you would like to ask?
Can you tell me what the job will involve?
You will be working...
Okay. I know some of you did not catch it very quickly, but you have to get used to this because you may have similar, exercises, listening exercises. Maybe you do TOEFL, maybe you do IELTS, or maybe in your school. So let's answer these questions. Where is the job going to be based? Actually, you heard London, Paris, and New York, and Los Angeles. But actually, it was in London. Okay, so A is for number 1. 2. What is the man interested in at the moment? What does the man do at the moment? Is he finishing his degree, working full time and receiving some training, or becoming a marketing director? Do you remember? B, maybe. Yes, he was working full time and receiving some training. And for number 3, how did the man manage his time while he was at university? How did he manage his time when he was at university? A, creating weekly task lists, studying for exams at work, or by always doing his coursework first. You remember which one is more correct? How did the man manage his time while he was at the university? By, maybe I think it's C, I'm not sure. So for number 4, what does the man say as a strength he's something good at? Was it the fact that he's very ambitious, or the fact that he works best when he's alone, or his teamwork skills? You remember he talked about his teamwork skills, and actually he was over ambitious, and that is not a strength. It was considered for him, as the interviewer asked him, as a kind of weakness. And number 5, what did the man do in the team he worked in as a marketing assistant? What did he used to do when he was a marketing assistant? He made sure the project finished on time. He did the research and wrote up reports, or he prioritized their tasks. So let's guess and display the answers. So that's right. It was in London, and he was receiving some training, and he was creating weekly task lists, and he talked about his teamwork skills. And for number 5, he did research and wrote up reports. Now let's do some speaking. Let's imagine you hold a newspaper, or you open a website, and you are looking for a job. And you have this advertisement: clerk wanted for travel agency. And you want to be an employee for a travel agency. Okay? And to be an employee for a travel agency, you have the ability to travel, which is an advantage. You travel for free, you see the world for free, your tickets are free, and your accommodation is free, or means your housing, and you meet new people, and it's all free, and you take money. But if you want to apply for the job, you must have these. So applicants must: 1, speak 1 or more foreign languages, have good computer skills, be used to working in a busy office environment, have previous work experience in the tourism industry, and finally be interested in travel. Now, let's play a game and see that if you are a boss and you have a big company, okay, you may play this with your friend, you may play this with your sister, with your brother, and try to be the boss and practice some reading. So imagine that you are responsible for hiring a clerk at a travel agency. So you are the boss, and you have a big travel agency, and you want to meet people to hire them for your company. Read the advertisement above, which are to the right, and the profiles of the 2 persons who have applied for the job. Discuss and decide which person would be the most suitable, and why the other is not suitable. Use the words and expressions given. So you have Salman Al-Saad, and you have Saad Al-Maliki. Okay? Let's see, you are the boss, and Salman, okay, came to you, and he wants the job. So you read his resume or his CV. Name: Salman Al-Saad, age 32, material status: married. Qualifications: he got a degree in French and business studies. Also, he's Microsoft software certificate. His experience: he worked as a receptionist in a tourist office for 3 years. Interest: he likes travel, reading, and socializing with friends. And also you read the second resume or the CV for Saad al-Maliki. His age is 40. His material status married, and he has three children. His qualifications: completed secondary school. It means he doesn't have a college degree. Has some computer skills. Speaks English. And his experience: he got 5 years working as foreign exchange clerk in a busy travel agency. And his interests or hobbies: he enjoys traveling and learning foreign languages. Okay, now you're the boss. You have these two, applicants. Which one you choose and why? For me, if I were the boss, I would say Salman Assad is better. He's younger, okay, and he has a college degree or university degree, and he speaks French, and he got certified computer skills, and he got some good, experience. 3 years are good, and he's interested in travel, okay, and he likes to meet new people and socialize with other friends. You may take Saad if you like. That is up to you. I just gave you my own view about it. I didn't choose Saad because I think he doesn't have a college degree. He doesn't have certified, certification of computer skills, and no certified English, degree. Maybe he got some good experience, but it's up to you. Some people choose experience over degree, and others, maybe choose a degree over experience. Now, what we have done today, we learned a lot of nouns by using, if we have a verb and we need to change the verb into a noun, so we add a letter or group of letters, we call them suffix, at the end of the verb, and voila, the verb becomes a noun. These suffixes are ion, ation, ment to a verb, and it becomes a noun. So what is the suffix? You remember? A letter or group of letters added at the end of a word and make a new word, or change the grammar function of the word from verb to noun, maybe from verb to adjective, and so on. Also, we talked about modal verbs of possibility. We use may, might, could, and a present verb when something may happen or possibly happen. I may go, she might see, he could come, whatever. And we use must with the base form with the present when you are 99% of something that is a fact or is true. You must obey your father. You must not cross the traffic light when it's red. Okay? And finally, can't, and any present verb when we believe something that is impossible. That is impossible. You can't cross a highway. There's no place to cross the highway. There are too many fast cars, or you get yourself killed. Also, we use some expressions in speaking about if you have a travel agency and you have two applicants and which one you choose. So we thought that I think Salman would be more suitable than Saad, or Saad will be better because maybe he's better qualified, more or less experienced, got some computer literate, or he got certified, computer skills. He's educated, he got some good knowledge of, he's a university graduate, and so on. These are the references and the resources for you. You can check at any time for, maybe for extra work. And you can visit our website at ain.edu.com. Follow us on Twitter and call us for any, technical help on this number. Thank you all for watching this. Hope I see you again, and salam alaikum.